The moment we've all been waiting for. Finally, Harley Quinn has cut that stupid clown loose. Birds of Prey and the fantabulous emancipation of one Harley Quinn. Now, I know a lot of people didn't like Margot Robbie as Harley in Suicide Squad, but I think she's finally found her rhythm. Because this time around, Harley is painfully human in the best ways. She, um, she's a total schizo throughout most of the flick, which makes for decent comedy. She's like Deadpool's sister, or maybe Deadpool's replacement. I don't know. But bottom line, Margot Robbie has really improved on her Harley Quinn game. As for the rest of the cast, the one playing the little girl whom Harley ends up taking on as a sort of sidekick, she is surprisingly not odious comic relief. She is a legit character. Honestly, I found her to be refreshing. And the best part is, she's kind of relatable to a lot of folks who maybe grew up in the inner city. I don't want to spoil it, so I won't. But bottom line, um, the actress playing her, perfect. As for Mary Elizabeth Winstead as not Black, Huntress, she's okay, but I found her to be a slightly less uptight, but not totally not uptight version of Batman. And I had to wonder why Batfleck didn't show up, or Sparkly Batman, you know who I'm talking about, didn't show up to maybe talk to her, considering the stories of Batman and Huntress are pretty close together, with a few tweaks here and there. And then there's Black Canary, who is okay. Uh, some of her exposition is a bit forced, but overall, I didn't find her to be repugnant or insufferable. Neither did I find the character of Renee Montoya, the only other GCPD member who's actually got a name besides Harvey Bullock and Jim Gordon so far. Um, Honestly, all the main cast did a really good job. Now for Ewan McGregor. Now, he's no stranger to playing a bad guy. If you look at his resume, you'll find this one movie, I forget its name, but one of the scenes was in the top 100 scariest movie moments of all time by Bravo. You'll find the movie name there. And despite the fact that he's not allowed to use his Scottish accent again, he just perfectly embodies a spoiled brat from a mob family, a rich mob family, who wants to be Joker 2.0. And you just love to hate him. You want to see him go down, and I think Ewan McGregor really had fun with the character. Really made him despicable. He may have hammered the misogyny home a little bit, but not quite to the point of the Black Christmas remake. But still, he may have been a little too overly enthusiastic with his character's misogyny, although I guess that was the idea. Really, the guy is just a joke. The character, I mean. Because Basically, this guy is no replacement for the Joker. And Ewan really made him just, despite not being powerful, it made him worthy of getting beat down by Batman or maybe some of the semi super powerful Suicide Squad members. Because, yeah, he really had to go down and go down hard. And uh, alongside him, we have yet another Victor Zsasz character. Now, personally, I prefer the Victor Zsasz from the Gotham series, but this one was okay too. The guy playing him um, sort of played him like a space cadet who was really, really sick once you got to know him. And I got the sense that it was sort of like a one-sided gay romance thing going on. I had a funny feeling that Zaz was sweet on Black Mask, McGregor's character, but Black Mask didn't reciprocate, even though Zaz was loyal to the last. um, oh, and actually, yeah, that's about it. Character-wise, at least. Now, effects-wise, um, there was one scene, well, one set of scenes involving a hyena, which I couldn't tell if it was CG or a robot or a real flippin' hyena, because that's how good that particular effect was. Unfortunately, I think they may have blown the budget on the hyena because some of the other effects looked a little less convincing. Although I want to say it's, excuse me, because of Harley's altered perception. That's why everything looks so weird. That's certainly why the beginning act of the movie was so schizo. I mean, she bounced around like, well, me when I tell a story. Because she definitely does not tell linear tales. But once the viewer is sort of caught up, um, the storytelling gets a little more cohesive, and that comes at about maybe second act, maybe halfway through, and then the flow is pretty generally uh, solid. Um, Honestly, the whole movie had a good balance of comedy, mainly from Harley's rapid fire psychoanalysis of various people. Because, yeah, she's still technically a psychiatrist, so she can rattle off cursory uh, examinations of people like that. Much to everyone's chagrin. This is where my tongue stops working. Much to everyone's chagrin. um, but yeah, the way the Joker messed with her head caused her to definitely become, if not fully insane, then definitely neurodivergent. In a very relatable way. I mean, she tends to space out sometimes and lose focus, which, for me at least, made her kind of relatable. But when she does focus, she is definitely quite lethal. Although, in one scene, well, I don't want to spoil it, but let's just say she might be starting to adopt the Batman's way of doing things. Well, at least after he stopped branding people. So yeah, in conclusion, Birds of Prey and the blah 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 of Harley Quinn, it's still not as good as Wonder Woman, Aquaman, and Shazam, but it is much better than Suicide Squad. I just hope they don't drop the ball with Peter Capaldi versus Harley Quinn in The Suicide Squad. This is Mr. J. No, not that Mr. J. A different Mr. J. Signing out and reminding you that while misogyny is dying out, it's still somewhat on life support, but you need a gentle touch to kill it completely, not really a sledgehammer. Subtle is better. But this film is a slight step in the right direction. Like I said, far better than the Black Christmas remake. Keep smiling.